will be your primary contact going forward. So actually, Sean, I think I have an email in my inbox to respond to you this afternoon as well. Um, and so what will happen is once you apply, and your application is processed, I'll be the one who reaches out if there's anything outstanding or to let you know your next steps. So just wanted to let you know that because it's always kind of nice to have a face to put with the name that, comes out to you through email. And I'm just going to walk through a little bit of the application and enrollment process right now. If you have any questions, you can let me know or wait and shoot me an email, afterwards. So,
Thank you so much.
right. You're welcome. All right. So we can get started. You can flip. All right, so a little bit about 4Cs. If you don't know, we are a 2-year community college, and we are sort of trying to expand our programs, which is why we're really excited about having the funeral service program. Dan, I don't know if you plan to talk about this a little bit later, but the college is sort of trying to work to make some transfer opportunities for our funeral services students. That is an incredible opportunity. Starting at a 2-year school and then transferring to your 4-year school saves you an enormous amount of money. So if that's something that the college is able to provide you with, it's going to be an amazing opportunity for you to grow in your career, but also not do that and come out loaded with an astronomical amount of debt. Go ahead. All right. So a little bit about 4Cs themselves. We are typically what people would consider a smaller school. We do have about 3,000 students. The best thing about our students, I think, having worked in a whole bunch of different types of institutions, from large private institutions to large public institutions, I love the students we have because so many of them have such varied backgrounds. Most of our students are not traditional fresh out of high school students. A lot of them come with different educational but also different work experiences, and they find that because they're coming to 4Cs, and that's the traditional student that we're used to. I use traditional student that we're used to. The staff and the faculty members here just relate to them in such a different way. I really do think the faculty we have at 4Cs is phenomenal. I've never worked with faculty who looks at their students more like peers, like the faculty at 4Cs does. And we have a whole bunch of different opportunities for you. If you decide the funeral services isn't for you, you can certainly transfer into another program. I think this is a great opportunity, but it might not be for everybody. So there's always something for you here at 4Cs, and we're happy to help you figure that out. And I do want to apologize. We got chicks, so if you can hear them peeping in the background, I want to apologize. For if you haven't been to our campus yet, we're located in West Barnstable, Massachusetts, on Cape Cod, which does not stink. It's it can be a really fun place to come and visit. But I think most of your courses are going to be your funeral service program will be right at Bridgewater State. The cool thing about the opportunity we have with Bridgewater State is you have access to our entire 4Cs campus, everything we have to offer here. But anything at Bridgewater State that doesn't require an email address, I believe it is, you can access there as well. So you have access to their fitness center, their tennis courts. You have literally everything that you would want to do there. You have access to both campuses, which is really interesting. And I don't know if I missed anything in particular there. I don't know the ins and outs of that. So Dan can certainly answer more questions about that since he is there. This kind of goes hand in hand with what we spoke about before, the transfer opportunities. You may not have a specific mass transfer opportunity. That is a very specific thing. But you can certainly meet with an academic advisor. We do have specific transfer advisors, and they will work with you about programs to continue your education afterwards. So, tuition and fees. It is a little bit different than our traditional programs because you do have an sort of like an allied health fee that's associated with it. So, if you are an in-state student, which I'm not sure who here is and who here isn't, so we'll go over both. If you are a in-state student, your tuition credit is $223 per credit, Most of our classes are a traditional 3 or 4 credit class. So you just, multiply that by however many courses you are in. I think you're going to work through your program cohort style. So you will take the standard full-time course load the whole way through. So for the year, including your funeral service program fees, you're looking at $8,097 per year. And then obviously you'll double that for the 2-year program. If you're out of state, it is a little bit more per credit. You're looking at $429 per credit in addition to the funeral service fee. So you're looking at a total cost per year of a little over $13,000. You can certainly apply, and I would encourage you to do so, to apply for FAFSA, which is the federal student aid. You can go right online, make sure that when you apply to that, they do it a little differently now, they changed it. So before you would use your previous year's tax returns, now you're actually using 2 years previous. So you're going to use your 2019, 2020, 2019 to 2020 tax returns. But you'll go right online, you'll input 4Cs as your college. It won't be through Bridgewater State, it is through 4Cs. They'll send your financial aid straight through us, to us, and then financial aid will put together a package specific to you. And then you will get that in the mail. That's through our financial aid office. You can contact them at any time. I don't think it lists their contact information here, but I can certainly give that to you when I reach out to you. I'll double check. Everybody will get an email from me asking, have you filled out your FAFSA? So I can provide the financial aid contact information there as well. I would encourage you to do that sooner rather than later. The application opened to the beginning of October and the priority deadline ended in May. It does not stop you from applying. I just would recommend, if you haven't, to go ahead and do that sooner rather than later. And the last one I want to talk about quickly is health insurance. Anybody who is a full-time student at the college is legally required to have health insurance. However, you can have your own. We just assume that most students don't. However, if you do, you can waive health insurance right on the business office's website. All right, so this is just a quick cost comparison between what traditional 2-year program would look like with us as compared to going for a 4-year program at one of these other institutions. As you can see, it is significantly less money to do a 2-year program at 4Cs first and then transfer out. Okay. All right, and so the application process, and again, I apologize, I don't know your names off the top of my head, whether or not you've applied, but the application process is pretty easy. You go straight to our website. At the top of the screen, there's a red button that says apply, and you click that. You choose funeral service as your program. There is no requirements for the funeral services program other than you need to have a GED or high school diploma sent to us. So you just need to do that. You can reach right out to your previous schools. If you do have official college transcripts, go ahead and have those sent, because there are general education requirements that we have for part of the program that we can waive. So if you've already taken English 101, we want to be able to save you a little bit of money and take that off of your credit count. So please definitely have your official transcripts sent over to us. They do need to be official in a sealed envelope. So have those sent. But other than that, there's no requirement. We don't need you to have, like it says here, you don't need to take your SATs. There's no minimum GPA requirements. We don't do interviews. This program does not require an essay. There's no letter of recommendation. So it is pretty quick and simple. And then once the application comes in, it's typically a 2 or 3 day turnaround to have that processed, and we'll send you out an acceptance packet.
Right, so a little bit about our history. We have a very rich history that goes back to 1907. We were originally the New England Institute of Sanitary Science. As we do the tour, I will show you some of the pictures in the hallway. We then moved from a house in West Roxbury to a space in Kenmore Square. It's actually where the Citgo sign sits next to Fenway. So as we moved over there, we now had a bigger institution, bigger school with the chemical company on the first floor, the Dodge Chemical Company. That picture is A. Johnson Dodge, the founder of both our school, our program, and the Dodge Chemical Company, which is still in his family. In 1989, the program moved to Mount Ida College. And then in 2008, unfortunately, Mount Ida College did close, and Cape Cod Community College did acquire, or rather adopt us, and kept that legacy alive and brought us here to the Bridgewater State University campus, which allows us to be centrally located. We have dorms, we have a train system. So this was why we chose the specific location that we're at today. So as I mentioned, we do have the MBTA commuter rail stop is literally right here. This is the only college with a commuter rail stop literally on the college campus. And it's, oops, as I try to flip things on you, sorry about that. But it is literally behind us. You can walk from there over to our suite without breaking a sweat. We are off of Route 24. We are exit 24, easy to remember. It's the former exit 15, if you still remember the old numbers. And then off of Route 3, it's the new exit 16, which used to be exit 7. So we are very well centrally located, accessible from pretty much anywhere you want to come or commute from. And we do have access to the dorms. So our students can stay in the dorms here at BSU among the BSU students. And that's a great system. Again, keeps you on the campus, keeps you here if you're coming from a much further distance. We also have different ways of joining our classes. Today, I am talking to a 75-inch computer screen in front of me. Okay, that's why things kind of looking down on me. There's 16 microphones and a camera that literally pans and follows me around the room if I want to activate that feature. I can make it wider, I can make it narrower, and I can do a lot with this. So this is our new HyFlex D10 machine that I'm talking on. The other classroom is hooked up with a TV that all of those students tuning in via Zoom will be on. You'll have the projection behind you, and all the students, whether they be in person in the classroom or whether they be tuning in by Zoom, are going to see the same projection, which is great. And you can interact with each other like you're all in the same room. So that's HyFlex. Half of our class is in person, half of that class is remote. And it gives us that flexibility, especially with those with a further commute or work obligations. Remote would be when a professor is actually just sitting at their computer screen. They're talking to their computer screen, which is what Megan's doing today, right? She's tuning in from home and she's talking with us from her personal computer. So that's what remote is. And all of the students in the class are in the same format. They're all tuning in via Zoom for that class. There are no students in person. We do have our traditional in-person classes as well. And then we have online. Online would be those classes where you're logging into Moodle, which is our learning management system. You log into Moodle, you complete the work. Maybe there's some lectures pre-recorded on there. Maybe there's some videos on YouTube that you have to watch and answer questions from, but there's no set meeting time. You work through, you meet deadlines within the week, and whatever hour you work best at, you can work at. So these, I broke up the courses to kind of make it a little easier on you as to what courses are offered how. So the courses in that first column on the left, these are all offered either remote, HyFlex, or online. Not all of them are offered each way. I do have a bigger breakup that if you email me, I know a lot of you are going to be watching this as a recording. So by all means, email me. It's my first initial last name, so dshay@capecod.edu, and I can, by all means, I'll send that to you. So these courses, some of them, like Psychology of Grief, is always just an online class. Survey of Human Anatomy and Physiology, we have all of our funeral students take section 21. Nobody can take section 21 but a funeral student. That's a funeral specific section of that course. Now, if you do take one of the other sections of that course, don't worry, it will count. You can do it, but the section 21 is your best opportunity because it's geared for the funeral students, and it includes things that the other course does not include, like cardiovascular, something that's very important to us, little extra emphasis. But again, these courses do have those three options. Now, you might ask, why did I not put in person? All of those courses that you see on that first left column are all taught on the Cape campus in West Barnstable. So since a majority of our students are not coming from the Cape, they are coming from the North, the West, and some are coming from the Cape area. I didn't mention the in-person, but those courses, some of them do have in-person options as well. And by all means, you can go to the West Barnstable campus for those courses in person. Majority of our students do take them remote, high flex, or online. All of the courses you see on the right column are all high flex. High flex means that you have the option of either coming completely in person, and you can sit in the classroom with myself or Professor Megna, and you have the option of tuning in remote. You're in the same class, you're at the same time, you're getting the same lecture, you're getting the same opportunity. Nothing's different. It's just either you're in the comfort of your own home or workplace, or you're, again, in the classroom with us. And it's very seamless. 2 classes do include in-person components. One of those is the embalming clinical, FSR 132, which is in your second semester traditionally. And that is taken at the same time as embalming 1, FSR 131. The embalming clinical is at our clinical sites. We have designated clinical sites, and we are continuing to grow and expand our footprint for the convenience of our students. Funeral Directing Practicum is not a course on its own. It is part of the Funeral Directing 2 course, FSR 140, and that is the biggest component of that course. It's a portfolio turn at the end, and really that's the biggest piece of your grade for that course. And for that, you can go to any funeral establishment. You don't have to go to one that we choose. As long as they're a licensed funeral establishment, it's really getting signed off on different things. You have to go to so many funerals, so many memorials. You have to attend so many arrangement conferences with a funeral director. You have to do all the upstairs stuff. Embalming is the behind the scenes. The funeral directing practicum is the, working with the client aspect of our job. So we get a lot of questions about transfer courses. A lot of you do come in with prior college experience, which is great. So in order to transfer those courses in, 4 of our courses can be transferred in as long as you have a C- or better. It doesn't matter when you took them, as long as there's a C- or better, and that's English, Human Communications, Elementary Statistics, and General Psychology. The courses you see on the right column, which is all of our FSR courses, and all of the courses, they may not have FSR before them, but we do consider them funeral-related courses because they're very specific to our program. Even though the business course didn't, they mentioned ABC, waste management company rather than ABC funeral home. You can plug and play with those, and they are taught by the general college. So those courses, you do have to have a minimum of a C, and they have to have been taken within 3 years for us to transfer them in. The last course on the bottom left is our embalming clinical. This, you have to have had 100% completion in order to transfer that into us. That's not a common transfer because that is very specific. For these courses, again, you have to work with us, you have to work with the registrar, you want to work with the advising office. Me and my Professor Megna, we can do all of the advising in-house here. Not going to discourage you from going to the advising center. You can go to either them or you can go to us, and we will by all means work with you in order to get you into, get you the best transfers you can. Not everything will transfer, and I'll warn you about that. A lot of times it's not a direct, the description is not exact. You took a course that was similar, but it didn't have all the components of the course. So by all means, again, send those, your transcripts to us. We'll review them. We'll see what may or may not transfer in, and what your best option is moving forward with that. So I apologize for the very small text. There's a lot to put on that slide. But again, if you want me to email that to you, by all means, send me an email and I can get you a copy of this out in a more consistent format. So this breaks up your courses if you start in the fall or if you start in the spring full time. That means you're taking all of your courses, 5, 6 courses that we recommend each semester. If you're part-time, we break it up. You're taking about 2, 3 classes a semester. And we've broken it up if you do a fall start or spring start. If you are full-time, you can complete this program in 2 years. If you're part-time and you're taking about 2 or 3 classes a semester, you're utilizing the summers between, you're looking at about 3 years to complete the program. All right, and then here's the admissions information to get you. If you need to contact them again, you can contact us as well. You can also reach everybody in the funeral department, faculty and staff, which is myself, Professor Megna, and Gretchen, our office assistant, by typing in funeralservice@capecod.edu, which is easy to remember, and that will reach all of us in one email. All right, so I'm going to have Zeph here. I have a student that's assisting me today, and he is also, come forward, I'm going to introduce Zeph. This is Zeph. Zeph is also your student contact for the advisory board that we, so if you have any problems, you want to bring them before the advisory board, you don't want to bring them directly to myself or someone else in the program, but you want to talk to a fellow student and have your concerns, comments, suggestions.
Exactly, anything that you don't think that you can tell the professors directly, you can come to me and then I can bring it before the board and we discuss it along with all of our other board members.
Which is a great resource for you. All right. Continue. Okay.
Recording in progress.
I apologize for the audio. Oops. Okay. I apologize for the media feedback issues as I get that set up. So let me start the video. Okay, so I'll talk on this for a second while Zeph puts that into the thing, and then we'll turn the microphone on that in a minute. But using this screen first, behind me is our mock prep room. Our mock prep room, we are working diligently on hopefully getting a synthetic cadaver, and I keep working on that. But this is our mock prep room. We get to work in here. We get to figure it out works. So we can basically practice. We can work with all the instruments. We can learn how this happens, and then you go and you actually embalm real bodies out at the funeral homes. So we do not have any real bodies on this campus. This room also doubles as a classroom as well. Behind right now, again, as I said, I'm on a 75-inch computer that is touchscreen, 16 points. If I write on the whiteboard, someone from home can write on the same whiteboard, and I can have students. I can literally have 16 students or myself write on the same whiteboard at the same time digitally, and everybody gets it. And I can, after the lecture, then email out that whiteboard. We don't always have to do that, but if there's something, a nice diagram that we want you to have, by all means, we can send that out to you, and you'll get that by email for all of your notes, which is a great feature that we have. We're ready? All right, I'm going to shut the audio off on this so I don't get any feedback, and then we're going to turn the audio on the tablet, and I'm going to walk around and we'll give you a nice virtual tour of our facility. We're gonna have the other. We're good? Okay, so you guys should all be able to see me. So you guys should all be able to see me now. So again, this is our beautiful unit that I've been playing with here. I can go back to that. So this is the beautiful unit that you can see here that I've been working off of. We try to incorporate as many models as we can, give you visuals whenever we can. We have our model up here in front of the room as well, that we can try to learn to embalm, learn our muscles, learn our arteries. And again, I already showed you the mock room. So we're gonna go through the door behind Zeph, and we'll walk through the department. Okay. So this is my office. You can always find me right here. I'm right off of the lab. Professor Magnet is down the hall right next to the merchandising room. I'll show you where his office is as well. So I'll show you the first classroom. So this is our main classroom. The main classroom also acts as a conference room. And we use this conference one for our, fix that. So we use this for mock arrangements. We also use this for any meetings. If there's no classes taking place in here, by all means, you can use this as a study room as well, and you can gather. We have, these are traditional desks, so you can see that there is a TV in the front of the room. Again, we're getting this hooked up with a camera that does 360 degrees, conference room camera. Can see multiple points, or it can provide a very wide angle. So you can see everybody in the classroom and the professor at the same time. And we can incorporate our in-person and our remote students seamlessly. Okay. So we'll go down the hall. I'll show you a little bit of our history, and we'll make our way down through the other rooms as well. We are located in Burnell Hall on the Bridgewater State University campus. So we're on the west campus, just west of the tracks. So it's nice, it's quiet. We're not near the bustling side of the campus, but we do have access to all the fitness facilities, the library. You have full access to the campus remotely, or you can go down there as well. Full access to all the library resources digitally. And then as far as the BSU campus, we have a section in the BSU library that's actually the 4C's funeral section. And it's our books that we've put there. We also keep some books in-house here in our department. We have, again, access to the dorms. We have access to the fitness, all their food service and everything. So working our way down the hallway, we do have different awards that we give out, and I'll work backwards. The Maria Battagliano Award. Maria has been helping us for as long as any of us can remember with our restorative art class. She's a Dean Emeritus from Mount Ida College. She was the Dean of the Design School, and she helps us, and she's been a great asset in helping us when it comes to restorative art, because we do work with wax heads. And we do have an award for the best in that class. And before the fall, we will have the 2 recipients from this. This is the first year we've given that award out. We will have their names on there. The Dodge Award is in memory of our founder, A. Johnson Dodge. This is an award we've been given out for a very long time. This is the first year we've decided to have a perpetual plaque. So we're starting with our first recipient, and McKaylee did a great job in the program. This is well above academics. This is a student that's exemplary in every way. So congratulations to McKaylee on this. You can watch the award ceremony for that actually on our YouTube channel. If you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, I encourage you to find us on all of our social media. Stay abreast of everything that we do, because we do post things on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and our YouTube channel is pretty popular with videos. So working backwards, this is some black and white photos. Here are images of when we were in Kenmore Square. So this is, again, a lot of the older funeral directors. This is where they came. If you went to school before 1989, they were in Kenmore Square. Anything after 1989, they were in the Mount Ida campus. So you can see some of the images as we work our way down. And that's the building, the graduating class. And then this image up here actually contains A. Johnson Dodge in the background. This is the original location in West Roxbury. that we have up there, and that's one of the classes. We've also been privileged to have a diploma signed by A. Johnson Dodge, which was great. Someone found this in their funeral home basement and provided it to us. We got it framed, and this is one of our more prized possessions to have that. So this is great. And then we have an image of Johnson Dodge, again, our founder in the hallway. So beyond the camera here, I'll turn it around. This is the office manager's office. This is where you're going to find Gretchen. She's our point of contact for everything. If you have forms, if you're going to get a lot of contact from her, really anything you need, she's got the info, she's got the form, she'll keep you on track. And she's, again, going to be a point of contact for pretty much everything around here. So you can find her here. She's got the corner office, and any other staff, faculty that come up to visit, they do have a desk in here as well on the corner. That will be, that's where you can find them. We do occasionally bring up financial aid or admissions. Some of the executives come up here as well. Occasionally you'll find the president, vice presidents up here as well. And this is the desk that they use to keep themselves going during the day. But again, a great point of contact, a great resource to have all of these stakeholders in your education available to you, even though we're on a remote campus. Right, so we're gonna go down the hallway. And again, by having these other groups like financial aid, these services, again, it gives you opportunities to reach out to them. So we have a few pictures here that we've collaged the hallway with that I'll show you, but we do have, we did have an open house, a ribbon cutting a couple years ago. So kind of one of our prized moments here. And every fall we do a autumn fest. So the executives, the vice president, the president, the deans, they'll bring up food. They have food catered in, and we have turkey, and mashed potatoes and stuffing. And it's really great. And we feed the students that day. So we set up our lab as a kitchen. Again, you can find Professor Megna's office here right off of the hallway. And then our last room on our tour is the merchandising room. So we'll come right on in here. So the merchandising room complements the funeral directing side of what we do. Again, we have our embalming. We use our lab for both restorative art and embalming. We cover both courses in that area. And the conference table covers the funeral directing, doing arrangements, meeting with families, which is great. And then the merchandising, we do have a merchandising and management course. And this complements it. So you can put pretty much everything in the program together into one sequence and really go from start to finish. So in here, we have an arc. We put the flag back in there, but we have an arc, which also doubles if you take down the sides. For those that haven't seen this before, we can take the whole top off here. We can put an infant casket on it, and that way allows ceremoniously more people to carry the infant casket rather than just a few trying to hold the small size that it is. But normally we use this for urns. We do have a wide urn display here. We have different mementos, whether it be a book that you can put the memorial video in. We have, urns that will disintegrate into the water, dissolve into the water as they float along ceremoniously for water scattering, USBs, all your register books. So we kind of try to give you a wide range and exposure to everything that you would be exposed to in the funeral home. We have caskets in this course. You're not just learning that it's, hey, this is a metal casket, this is a wood casket, but we're actually going into detail. We're actually teaching you what the different things are. What is this type of corner? Does the family care? No, they don't need to know the name of that, but you do, because when we're referencing things and you're talking to the casket salesman, or your representative rather, you need to say, the family's looking at a casket. I'm looking at the picture they're showing me. This is the casket they want, and it has this type of corner on it, and it has this type of cap on it. So then you're speaking the same jargon, you're speaking the same language, and you're going to get the casket you're looking for. different types of handles, different things like that. Some caskets seal, it has to be a metal casket, but they do have a sealing gasket on them, not all of them do. And we're gonna teach you what that means and what the purpose of that's for. Maybe the family wants a casket personalized. What kind of casket can be personalized, what cannot, what areas can be personalized, mostly a lot of times at corners. So let's see, maybe you want a dad corner. So we can take the dad corner and we can put that on as well. So we'll show you how that works. And then we have behind you, we have vaults. So this is like going to the sports goods store, right? They have the tent that's about this big sitting on the shelf. Well, the vault is normally not this size, obviously. Okay, so this is the model of a life-size vault that we're able to hold here in our room. The vault is normally moved with a massive crane on the back of a truck and a massive lift, and they're very, very heavy. We also give you access to all of the digital resources that you would have in a funeral home as well. We have access to Kraken, which is a funeral directing database that allows you to do mock arrangements. You can meet with the family, you can put everything in there. You can assign your colleagues, your fellow classmates to be the hearse driver, the funeral director, who's gonna be the pallbearers. You can assign all of it. And you can make the mock obituaries, you can do everything you want in this program. We also have access to a mock funeral home website. The mock funeral home website, you as a student have access to make mock obituaries and post them live. Everyone can see them live to the world, okay? But there are no mock websites, so no one's taking that as a real obituary. You can have fun with this, and really, let your imagination go wild and test out your skills. Practice makes perfect. You can also do mock videos, memorial videos, learn how to use those. We have access to Tukios, and we're gonna have access to another program soon as well. And we also have Make It Personal, which allows you to do prayer cards, memorial packets, anything you can dream up on paper, you can do it on Make It Personal. Our mock website also has access, once you type in your password, to do the obituaries. There's a lot of things that unlock on that page, and that's where we put a lot of our interdepartment information that we give you access to as well. So you can log in and you can gain access to all of that. Okay. Again, does anybody have questions? I know we're not on the big screen yet, but oops. I'm gonna turn the volume up here.
They commented no.
Huh?
No questions.
No questions? Okay. All right. So let's go back to the main screen here. But if anybody has questions, I know most of you are tuning in remotely. By all means, again, you can email me. You can reach all of us through funeralservice@capecod.edu, or you can email me directly at dshea@capecod.edu. My name is on the bottom of the screen there for my picture. By all means, again, use that. Most of you I've been in contact with, but I love the questions. I want to get you into your classes. If you haven't registered for classes yet, register. Okay, it's very important. We want to make sure you get into the classes that you should be in, and that the seats don't fill up. Okay, so make sure you do that. If you haven't taken your placement exams yet, some of you may not need to based off of your high school GPA, which is great, or maybe you've already taken the English or math classes required through another college. That is also great, or maybe our college, that's even better. But if you haven't, then you're gonna want to take care of your placement exam as well. All right. Right. You can shut that down. I'm gonna unmute this. Oops. All right. Oh, welcome, O'Dare. I didn't see you come in while I was on the virtual tour. Welcome. Does anybody have any? Sean, O'Dare, or Penny? You have any questions?
No questions on.
Yeah, I just had a quick question.
Sure, good.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, nah, cause I just joined right now because I'm currently at work right now. That's why I decided, but I peeped the time.
No problem.
But so I received an email back from the I think it was people from admissions, and they told me about the honors program, because
Yes.
I guess with my GPA that I can enroll into some honors classes.
Yep.
But I took I think it was the English class. I already took that already at Bridgewater,
Okay.
but it was just that my transcripts, because I mailed it to the school, so I don't know like how long it takes for them to receive my transcript, because that was the only class that like my transcript can transfer over. So
Yeah,
would I
we
need
should.
to
I know
take that
you.
class again?
Yeah, I know you emailed me earlier your unofficial transcript as well.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't have access to your system right now to see if your transcript arrived, if anybody's processed it yet. I don't know if Megan.
Udair, I will take a look at it after. I'm Megan. I'm the enrollment counselor from admissions. I will take a look at your file as soon as we're off here, and I will send you an email, let you know. We do only have one transcript evaluator. She's in our registration office, so she does do them, in the order that she receives them. But I can definitely, if they're not input, I will reach out to her to see where we are in that process. Okay.
Okay, all right, yeah, because I got to like register for like only one class, because the other ones I think it's because my transcript didn't come through.
Yeah,
That's why.
I'll take a look at everything for you, and I will send you an email after this. Okay.
Okay, all right, thank you.
All right. You're so welcome.
Sean, did you have any questions? I think I saw your mic go off earlier.
No, I was just gonna say this has been very helpful. I'm happy to put faces to names.
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Oh, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah, faintly,
Okay.
but I can hear you. Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to say no questions from my end, but I appreciate all of this. It's great to put a face to a name.
Absolutely. Absolutely. No, we appreciate you guys joining in as well. I know, Dare, I know you missed the beginning part, which is fine. I did hit record, so I will send this link out as well so that you can watch it from the beginning. All right?
Okay, all right, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, nobody has any other questions? No? Okay, perfect. And again, I'll say for you guys and for those that are recording, again, by all means, reach out. We want to make sure you get into your classes, make sure that you're registered. And for those that are tuning in that haven't filled out their application to the full extent yet, usually the biggest holdup I know is getting high school transcripts in. So if you haven't gotten that acceptance letter yet and you're watching this and you've applied, make sure that you either reach out to admissions to figure out what the piece of the puzzle missing is, or because it is a very simple process. So if you haven't gotten that acceptance letter, you're going to want to figure out why. And most of that is your high school transcript. I know Megan can attest to this, that we cannot accept your unofficial transcript. You can't just email us. If it comes from a student, that doesn't count. It has to be the official transcript directly from the high school and directly from your colleges, your prior colleges. So make sure that that's what admissions is receiving, and then they will be able to process that and we'll get you enrolled. All right.
All right, yeah.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you. Take care.
Take care.
Perfect. So I'm going to pull up everybody